it going? Yes it is. Get near to the mic. Try not to ski too much. Halloween's over. So watch it, you lot. A lot of you may be thinking that when driving the trucks I was a stroppy bastard with an attitude problem. You will be quite right in thinking that, but I was not well and I was diabetic and didn't realise it. Sugar level high or low, wild swings used to make me very irritable, but lorry drivers in general do have a short fuse, under a lot of stress, going over to Ostend at night on the ferry and then driving long distances, especially Mick in Nottingham. I'd say my hours are up, he'd say put another card in and put my name on it. I said, I can't do that, it's illegal, I don't know how the hell I got away with it. So I could be very stroppy, you're quite right. But lorry drivers in general lorry drivers in general, they sit in cafes, sit talking about the job, work, where they've been, where they're going, what they've driven. They can keep it up for hours. They can be the most boring people in the world, and then someone like me comes along and talks about the paranormal, astronomy, astrology, palmistry and all these other things I'm interested in, and they look sideways at each other and think, who the fucking have we got here? And then they go back to talking about work. How depressing, eh? Jumping about from subject to subject, we had to pick coal up at this place in Wales that had got a funny name. You Welsh people that's listening, Rob, who else? Graham. And it was spelt YNYSYBWL. It was a pit. And Geordie said it's pronounced Y-insible. I said, is it hell? Come on, clever bastard. Tell us how it's pronounced then. I said, Geordie, YNYSYBWL is pronounced unissable. I've got Welsh friends, okay? He says, you're fucking wrong. It's what did I just say? Unissable, yeah. He said, it's Y-insible. I said, ask the blokes at the pit. And he did. He says, yeah, you're right. I says, I'm always right, aren't I, Geordie? And then I got out of the way quick. And he could be a stroppy bastard, but I got on fine with him. Yeah, and Dennis, oh dear. If he lost his temper, everybody used to say, hey up, watch out, Dennis is in a temper. His eyes used to bulge and his head used to go forward, and he chased Mick the boss around the yard once. He had been with Mick ever since Mick started in business, and he got away with a hell of a lot, and he chased Mick around the yard one day and Mick was running, holding onto his wig. He went into the office and locked the door because Dennis was fucking evil in a temper. And the Simple Huey with me fags. Simple Huey, hello Arthur. When we was all on CB and doing local work, when the long distance work dropped off, when the drivers all passed Huey, they always shout through the microphones, hello Huey. And of course Huey loved it because it was attention. He craved attention, so he didn't mind a piss taking. It's just as well. And this particular Monday morning, I can't remember what had happened at the weekend, but I was not in a very good mood and got in the cab. I was going to be away all week again, and writing the taco card out. And Huey came dashing up. Oh, Arthur, I'm so glad I've seen you. I'm so worried. I've had a terrible weekend. I haven't slept all weekend. I says, why, what's up? He says, it's an awful problem. I says, you're one big fucking problem. He says, what I want to tell you is very personal, and you must promise that you won't tell anybody. I says, no, I won't tell anybody. He says, well, promise. I said, look, either tell me or fuck off. He says, it's down there. I thought, oh God, I don't think I want to hear this. He said, it's me dick. I thought, oh Christ, don't ask me to look. For God's sake. I said, jump in the cab and drive off and flatten him. I'll run over him, and he says, I've got a big horrible red looking spot. I says, yeah, I'm looking at it, sat on top of your shoulders. I couldn't resist it, you see. I'm a sarcastic bastard by nature, and he kept throwing the ball into my court. He said, it's on me dick. He says, do you think, almost in tears, he says, do you think it's AIDS off? I says, no, of course it's not. I says, you know what AIDS stands for, don't you, Hughie? He says, what? I says, arse injected death sentence. He says, oh, I'm not like that. I says, really? Different to what I've heard. I says, no, it's probably herpes. Oh my God, what's that? I says, your dick's going to drop off. Oh my God, he ran away crying. He says, what will mother say? I says, come here, bloody idiot. It's nothing. Probably because you don't wash yourself regular, dirty little bastard. I said, it's like a cold sore on your lips. See the doctor, he'll give you some cream for it. I said, who's been giving you blowjobs? And they've had a cold sore on there. I don't want to talk about that, he says. And really, you could say I was being cruel to him. But you know, I had a short fuse, and I did not suffer fools gladly, and Hughie was the biggest fool I knew at that time. But I did think a lot of him, yeah, because, have I said, I can't remember, I did a video and deleted it. He invited us all to his barbecue. Have I said this on the previous upload? He invited us all to his barbecue, because his mother runs a riding stable. And a nice warm evening in the summer, and all the drivers, as usual, sat around talking about the job, where they'd been, where they were going, as I say. And I sat talking to Hughie's brother David, who'd got 2 children, 2 boys, and I said to David, how is it, Dave, that you seem to be okay and Hughie's a little bit simple? And Dave says he's the afterbirth, because they were twins. And I says, you don't look like Hughie. He says, no, thank God. Hughie had a long nose and no chin. But his mother, his stepmother, Mrs. Lewis, who I like very much, a lovely lady, she says, Arthur, you're the only real friend that Hugh has got. She called him Hugh. She says, you're the only real friend Hugh's got, she says. And I know he's a clown and he invites Mickey taken, she says, but I do worry about him. She says, look after him please, will you? I says, yeah, of course will do. And I know I was sarcastic towards him, but he used to come to me for advice, and after I got him onto the big heavies, he achieved his life's ambition, and I was his big hero. He used to put his arms around me in the yard, I think I said. And I said, get off. The blokes used to say, he loves you, Arthur. And he's still around. He phoned me recently. I'll say I can't I will say I can't get rid of him. And he's honest enough, he's a good driver, that's the thing. He might be somebody short of a picnic box, but he's a good driver. And that's it. I just watched the X Factor, and Ryland's still in it, because you know who's voting for him, the large gay community. Because if you don't watch the X Factor, you won't know what talking about. But Kai went. Well, Kai, a good voice, but it lacks something. He did a Robbie Williams song, but he hadn't got the powerful voice that Robbie's got. So Kai's gone, but Ryland can't last much longer. But that's why he's still in it, I think. And Gary Barlow criticising him. Well, what about last year? Who did Gary Barlow put through? Frankie. Kept showing his bum, and he was a terrible singer. I think somebody reminded him about that. Yeah, but anyway, that's the X Factor, and probably a lot of you don't watch it. No. So yeah, that's another one. Upload. And I'm going, because I won't be late in bed as usual. Sleeping very, very well. After I've massaged my legs again, concentrating on the calf muscles. And tomorrow, as soon as I get up, I've got to give the hospital, I mean the doctors, a urine sample, and then take it round to the surgery on my scooter. They're going to test me. She says my sugar's high. Well, if it's high tomorrow, I don't want to go on insulin, I should tell them to wait a bit, give me a fortnight, and I'll make a supreme effort and cut out all sweet stuff and bring the sugar level down where it should be. But you know, I've got this awful sweet tooth. I mean, one of my favourite sandwiches is thick white bread, less butter and golden syrup, treacle. And I shouldn't eat it. It's rich in sugar. I know. I like everything that I shouldn't eat. I'm not into savoury stuff like a lot of people are. No. I mean, I couldn't drink tea or coffee that's not sweetened at all. But anyway, that's my problem. Okay. I've got the webcam lights on. Lots of light on me. And must have a trim. It's getting a bit long, but you can't see. If you turn the webcam lights off, yeah, I'll give it a trim. I'm not going to let it get bushy like I did, well, like I have done in the past. No, more like stubble, you know, heavy stubble. Right, that's it, I'm off. Cheers, bye.